What rights does a non-biological parent have to custody or parenting time with a child? That's a very complicated question. There is something called the Equitable Parent Doctrine in the state of Michigan. During the marriage, if one person in that marriage has established a relationship with that child and that child acknowledges that relationship, that's the first step to becoming what's called an equitable parent of that child. The other part of that equation is, did the mother of the child enhance and support that relationship between that other person in that marriage with their child, because they're the mother of that child? Of course, the other parent has to want to be a parent to that child. And the last factor is that other parent going to agree to support that child? Those are the factors that need to be met before a parent can become an equitable parent of that child that existed during the marriage. These rights only exist in a marriage. They do not exist for people that weren't married. But also, very important here, is that it exists in a heterosexual marriage where the father wants to be the parent of the wife's child. In many instances, they've been the only father figure that has existed in that child's life, and the biological father is not in that picture at all. Either they haven't been identified, they haven't provided any support, and they haven't done anything to enhance the life of that child. But the other instance where this comes into play is in same-sex marriages, where one parent or one partner in that marriage either adopted the child or birthed that child, and then the other same-sex partner in that marriage wants to have the same rights because they raised that child as a couple in that same-sex situation. That other person in the marriage does have the right, just like a heterosexual partner would, or a heterosexual father would, to make a claim to be the equitable parent of that child that was raised during that marriage. It can be a very complicated situation, and again, keep in mind, it only applies to marriages. So if any spouse in a marriage that involves a child that is not their biological child and they want to maintain rights as a parent would retain rights following that marriage, that situation needs to be discussed with a lawyer to make sure that you are protecting whatever rights that you might have. There's no guarantees because every situation is different. So you want to make sure that you discuss that in detail and just believe that you don't have any rights in that regard. The other way to protect yourself in a situation like that, although in the divorce context it's a little bit late, but one of the ways you can protect yourself is to do a formal adoption during the marriage. That's the way that you protect yourself in the best way possible in Michigan, is to actually adopt that child. But in the divorce context, if you haven't done it already, at that point, it would be too late.